Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders hit the road to Lincoln County High School, dispatching of the Panthers early in a 42-12 blowout. This week sees the Raiders on the road once again to their longtime rival, the Clay County Panthers. Roane County High School Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, or Depew Realty, Pennis Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels, State Farm Agent, Hardman Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI, Environmental Compliance, Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Ridge Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating, LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willett C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pregame coverage begins at 7:05 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, it's like it's my first day turning up the wrong audio in my ears. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 3 of the Raider Review. We are here at our home away from home, Route 33 Steakhouse, and I tell you what, we were clamoring for people to show up last week, John Penna, and they have responded. We have a lot of people in the building. We do have a brand new fan cam that we're going to show. We're going to get people on camera, and we're going to see if anybody wants to do a little question asking, even though Coach Burdett's here, and he's kind of nervous about that whole deal, John. I would be too if I were a coach, but I don't think he's got a lot to be nervous about right now. A good 2-0 start.
Right, 2-0, and looking forward to the game this weekend.
Absolutely. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here. We've been waiting for it, John. You know, it's one of those things where every year the first couple of episodes are a little slow because there's not a lot of actual activity going on other than maybe golf usually and maybe a preseason scrimmage for football. And other than that, there's not a lot going on. But now we're into the heart of it, and we've got a lot of different sports to talk about, a lot of successful sports, by the way, to be talking about here in episode 3. First things first, those of you out there in YouTube and Facebook, we have been doing what we like to call the Drive for 5. And what the Drive for 5 is we are trying to reach 5,000 followers on our Facebook channel, which is just the WVRC 104.7 FM. We're looking for 5,000 followers. Now, I've been told that it is a different thing to like a page versus following a page.
What are we trying to do here?
We're trying to follow.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what the difference is or how it happens, but we do hope that everybody decides to follow. And another thing you showed me was that if you have a personal Facebook page, you can invite everybody on your Facebook friends list to follow WVRC.
Yeah, so big influx of followers yesterday. I was sitting around and I was like, "What in the world?" Okay, yeah, I think I know how to do this because I get a lot of those. Hey, do you want to follow this, follow that? And I thought, man, there's a way that we've got to be able to do that. And luckily, I'm a tech savvy guy, and I was able to do that. And I brought you along too, Drew, as well.
There, there are two things that do not go hand in hand. That is John Penna and technology.
Right.
John Penna still doesn't pay bills, and if he did, he would be writing checks for it.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's straight cash. Only.
There's no such thing as direct deposit or direct withdrawal. There's no such thing as paying bills online.
Kristen does it all. Thank you.
Although you do order shoes online a good bit.
I figured it out last year at the state wrestling tournament, remember? Because the only way that I could order myself a pair of golf shoes was if I could figure out how to do it. The thing is I actually had 2 pair in my cart. So Kristen had to go back in and say only 1 pair.
One thing we're going to be doing today, this giveaway we're going to be doing tonight, we've got a couple of WVRC koozies. You can put ice cold soft drinks, waters, or whatever other beverage you might like.
Soda.
We're going to give away one each. We're going to give away our maroon one and our silver one. Our maroon one and our silver one. You got to be here to win those, though. We're going to be doing some questions here later in the show. I tell you what, well, we brought Coach Paul Burdett in, and he's waiting patiently for his food, so we made sure not to show him while he's gorging it. But this is going to be a little different for us because Coach Burdett's family is here.
Yes.
Instead of watching online, so we're not going to get those usual messages, maybe.
Well, hopefully we'll have Brogan on the fan cam asking the tough questions.
He'll be asking the tough questions. Yeah, that's going to happen. Also, Assistant Coach Rick Cottrell and his wife are here, and I don't want to give away the rest of the people who may not want people to know that they're here.
Yep.
But we're very excited. Episode 3, and we're trying to build this here on this Wednesday night where people can come, have a good time, ask some questions. You can ask us questions. You don't have to ask Coach Burdett because he is panicked. He was panicked when I told him that we were going to allow questions to be asked. So I made him feel a little bit better. I made him a very special present yesterday, and I sent him his very own graphic, his very own sports graphic with the help of his wife, Angie. I had to find – now, here's the deal. He played football at Glenville State, right? That was before the days of cell phones, so I didn't know if she had any pictures of Coach Burdett in his uniform. She sent me one immediately, which was very nice.
They etched those things back in stone like on the Flintstones.
Let me just tell you, there was no neck roll on him. In that uniform, no neck rolls. Little inside joke. Hey, thank you, number one, to David Snyder, who's tuning in. I appreciate that you are watching us right now. David just had pretty good surgery, and good to see him okay.
He'll be up running those bleachers in no time.
Absolutely, Dave. Glad to see that you're able to tune in. I saw that your daughter had brought you some coffee and chocolates, so that's good. I think that's
got to keep you happy in the hospital.
Well, let's get into it, folks. What do you want to talk about first, John, as far as sports are concerned? Do we want to go right into –
Let's go into Lady Raider volleyball.
We'll start there. We'll start with Lady Raider volleyball, a team that started a bit slow this year. Again, a young team. They've got 5 freshmen on the roster, 4 sophomores, 1 junior, 1 senior. So we were waiting to see how they were going to mesh together. They had a couple of early matches where they had opportunities. They just couldn't get the victories. But they have started to get the victories to come after going 0-2 to start the season. They are now 5-5-2. They went to Sissonville for a long day of a tournament on Saturday, and they finished that tournament 2-2-2. 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties. In those big tournaments, they play the best of 3, and they also do I don't know if it's the best of 3, honestly. You either win 2-0, or if you split, you tie 1-1.
Okay.
And so the Lady Raiders went down there to Sissonville, and they played Polka again right off the bat.
Polka,
and
very good team.
Yeah, this is a team that we watched, of course, on a live broadcast. And Polka just well-oiled. They are a machine right now. And Polka took care of business again. Of course, the first set, 25-21. Roane County held in there, but the second set, 25-9, all Lady Dots in that first one. So Roane County drops down. They played Logan next, and they tied Logan 25-13 and then lost the second one 22-25. And from that moment on, they won 2 of 3 after that. And then, of course, they had another tie. They beat Elkins 25-18, 25-22. And then they tied Sissonville, lost the first set 14-25, came back to win the second 25-13. They beat Logan after tying them earlier in the day, 25-17, 25-23. They made it to the championship match at that point and lost to, guess who, Poca again, 25-7, 25-17. For the day, Lexi Mitchell finished with 23 kills on the day, 7 aces. Ella Keene with 20 kills and 6 aces. Paige Blosser leading the way in kills with 27. Amelia Pope, again, one of those freshmen, had 7 digs, an assist, and 7 kills. Joplin Harlan filled up the stat sheet. How about this? 32 assists, 12 aces, 6 kills, and 5 digs. And another freshman in Marissa Holcomb, 32 assists as well, 10 kills for her, 8 aces, and a block. So a very successful Saturday for Coach Shandy White's team. Turned right around on Monday and hosted a couple of LKC teams. We broadcast that whole evening. First off, it was Braxton County, Roane County dispatching of the Eagles 25-12 and 25-16. And then Roane County gave way to Braxton and Calhoun, so they took center stage. Calhoun defeating Braxton in that one 2-1. And then Roane County took the court once again and beat Calhoun County 25-21, and then just ran away with that second set 25-5 in the seconds. For the evening, Roane County, Lexi Mitchell with a pair of aces, 12 kills and a block. Ella Keene with an ace, 8 kills, an assist, and a dig. Paige Blosser with 8 kills and 8 aces. For Amelia Pope, 6 aces, 4 digs, and 3 kills. For Joplin Harlan, 9 assists, 3 digs, 5 aces, and a kill. And Marissa Holcomb, 11 assists, 7 aces, and a pair of digs. Lady Raiders will be back in action tomorrow. We are going to make the short trip to Charleston Catholic High School. Going to be a quad, so 4 teams there. Roane County will be squaring off against Charleston Catholic, Buffalo, and Capital. And that is a 5:30 start. I don't know the format yet, whether it's going to be a 2 courts side by side or if it's going to be 1. So we'll just kind of measure it when we get there tomorrow.
Yeah, play it by ear.
Absolutely. So successful for Roane County. They have won 4 of their last 7 matches, and then they've got a couple of ties in there. So after starting slowly, they're getting things rolling.
Yeah, you start to figure things out. You start to be able to play together a little bit more throughout the season, and some of those younger underclassmen are starting to get some confidence, and by their stat lines, it's really showing.
Oh, absolutely. Love to see the way that they are maturing quickly for Coach Shandy White. Let's talk a little bit of middle school golf. Now, this is going to be kind of a hybrid, John, middle school, high school. In years past, there hasn't always been an opportunity for Walton, Gary, Spencer to have a middle school program, but they do right now, and they've got a lot of players on the team. So they engaged in a match on Tuesday at the golf course, Roane County Golf Course, the same time that the high school was hosting a match as well for Spencer Middle School. They ended up finishing 3rd in that first match of the year. They were led by Colton Jett, shooting a 54, pair of 57s for Lyric Miller and Hayden Mullins. Looking down the list, Carson Hall finishing with a 60, Kyler Spar with a 62, pair of 65s, one for Killian Taylor and one for our good buddy Traven Thomas, and then Demetrius Cronin with a 67. So Spencer Middle School getting their golf season rolling.
Love to see those young guys get out there and start playing at this age. You know, you and I, myself, you've been playing for a long time, but
yes,
just in the last couple of years, I started playing quite a bit and enjoy it a lot. And I wish that I would have stuck to it when I was 18 and you guys drug me out there for the first time, and I was super competitive then.
Oh, listen, John Penna went out and played golf one time when we were probably in our early 20s.
Yeah.
After that one time of golfing, John Penna went out and bought some really high-end gear. He bought himself a Nike Tiger Woods glove for $500 probably. You should have just
I
bought.
was still living at home, so I didn't.
You should have bought clubs back then.
Right. The clubs that I got it off of a buddy, and they were not the greatest, but I still had a set. But yeah, I love it now. I really enjoy it now. But I'm also really happy to see those youngsters get out there and get opportunities to play.
Now, speaking of youngsters, Raider golf team in a pair of matches, both hosted by Roane County out at the golf club as well. Last Thursday, they were in a 5-team match, finishing runner-up to St. Mary's as a team. Roane County was led in that matchup by senior Luke Hall. Lucas with a 42 on the evening. Darren Raines came in with a 43. Nick Taylor with a 44. Jaden Webb with a 47. Tyson Watson, a 48. Eric Starcher with a 49. And Eliza Pratton. I'm going to get that eventually right. I got to find a nickname for her because Ava is very short.
Right.
Ava and Eliza. I'm going to go with Liz maybe, or Liz. I don't know.
Ooh.
With a 56.
Yeah, you better ask before that.
Yeah, I probably should ask. So Roane County finishing runner-up in that 5-team match. Turned right around a couple of nights ago, or actually last night, and hosted a 4-team match. I do apologize. And Roane County winning that one, and they had Jaden Webb as the overall medalist, not just the medalist for Roane County. Jaden finishing with a 38, a 3 over 38 on the 9-hole matches. Roane County also with a 42 brought in by Nick Taylor. Darren Raines with back-to-back 43s on the course. Tyson Watson with a 45. Carter Kinder stepping in. Lucas Hall, by the way, was not there for that match. So Carter Kinder stepping in with a 50, a 51 for Eric Starcher, and Eliza Bratton with a 61 for the Roane County High School Raider golf team. So successful. Again, finishing second and first in their last 2 matches. And we know that Coach Bubba Kendall likes to save the best for last, but they've put some good numbers up already.
Well, I really enjoy the high school golf team because on Monday nights when we're playing our Monday Night Misfit Scrambles, they love to stick around and play golf with us. I think they just like beating up on us. I really think that that's kind of what it is. But it's a lot of fun to play with them, and it's also awesome to watch them actually play, because they're very impressive. Jaden Webb played with us a couple weeks ago and hit the flag on 4. Eric Starcher was with us, and he was up a little bit higher and said, "You hit the flag, so you could actually see it move from where he was." So he was pretty close to getting the hole in one. He was only about 4 inches away from the hole after we got up to see where it was.
Well, without giving up too much information on our Monday Night Scrambles, I like what you called it, the Monday Night Misfit Scrambles. Let me just say, the high school golf team has played with us a few times.
Yeah.
There is no lacking of confidence in them.
No.
And the trash talking that goes on, I don't know if they just they love seeing us as old men come out there.
That's what it is.
And they give us the business.
They
man.
love beating up on us. They love just they're like, "Oh yeah, we're 7 down. Where are you guys at right now?" We're like, "We're 7 up."
We're just happy if we are able to par holes.
Right.
We're happy with that.
Right.
So moving on from golf, high school soccer. Roane County got their season started very nicely last week with a victory over St. Mary's, dominant.
Yeah, 13-0 last week, and this past week just a little tougher.
Found out how the other
Ripley, a very good soccer program, ended up beating the Raiders 9-0. I don't have any stats on that, but that was the final score that I have.
So the soccer team, again, like I said, the soccer program, they were worried about numbers, and now they got plenty of numbers. That's good to see. So they'll be in action again coming up this weekend. Cross country in action at the Wood County Chick-fil-A Invitational at the 4-H camp up in Wood County. And again, it's so cool to see both teams, both cross country units, able to score team points in the event. And again, this was a huge event, over 200 runners on both the boys and the girls side. So that tells you, when you look at these numbers, that Roane County did relatively well in this one. For Roane County's boys team, they were led by Jimmy Lance, finishing in 82nd place with a time of 19 minutes 13 and some change. Noah Bragg finishing 87th, 19:25 and some change. Mac Webb I don't know that he's new to running, obviously.
He's definitely not new to running,
But
or
maybe
being
cross-country.
in extremely good shape, but cross-country definitely.
Yeah, he came in 93rd place, 19 minutes 40 and some change. Nick Taylor, who is just nonstop, played some golf and then went and ran on Saturday, finishing 99th with a 19 minutes 46.5 seconds. And our young buddy, Noah Penna, finishing in 134th place with a time of 21 minutes 55.70 seconds. Try running a 5K in 21:55, huh?
Yeah, it's a new sport to Noah, and so far so good. Really enjoys it. I think he enjoyed the pit stop at the Cracker Barrel, maybe a little bit more, because when he came in, when he got home, he had a little to-go box, and of course his brothers attacked him as soon as he stepped.
Oh, you know that's
stepped
good,
through the
Big
door.
Dave, definitely.
Yeah.
You run a lot of calories out, and you're looking to carb load afterwards. So.
Yeah.
On the girls' side, the superior sophomore is what I'm going to call her
Man.
this year, Addie Taylor, who just barely missed as a freshman last year, qualifying for the state meet. She finished with a tremendous 47th place with a time of 22 minutes, 25.40 seconds. 108th place for Josie Cox, 26 minutes, 34.8. Lillian Sotomayor coming in 129th with a time of 30 minutes, 56.10 seconds. Olivia Lincolnlogger, time of 32 minutes, 14.10 seconds. And Leanne Oberster with a time of 32 minutes, 47.50 seconds. So they'll be in action again this weekend. Is that correct, John Penna?
Yes, this weekend headed to Braxton County. A very tough course, so be excited to see how things go for the second meet of the season.
Absolutely. We're going to dip down into a little bit of middle school football now, as Roane County's two programs, combining of three schools, were both in action this past week. Spencer Middle School and Walton, made up of Walton and Gary, were both in action. A very strong start to the season for Spencer Middle School in a game against a team that traditionally Spencer does not play well.
Yeah, so Thursday evening we traveled to Summersville, and we'd had a scrimmage the week before with Wirt County, and I thought it was a pretty decent scrimmage from just getting in there, mixing up with a different team, and we showed up, and as always, Summersville is huge. They always have a lot of kids, and they always have a ton of size, but in a very good game, the Yellow Jackets came out and dominated from play one. It was a lot of fun. Yellow Jackets ended up winning that ball game 28-8. The 8 points given up, it was late in the game, but some stats that kind of stick out here for the Yellow Jackets is 5 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cody Howard. Cody had a great game, really good vision when he touched the ball. Brock Williams had 8 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Wyatt Lawson, 7 carries for 39 yards. He also had a 2-point conversion. Passing-wise, Williams was 4 of 6, and I believe he had 4 of 6 for a touchdown, 97 yards, and he also had a PAT. Chase Pinson with 3 receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. Chase Pinson was probably the most surprising to me. He was very crisp on his runs. He can see the field very well, and he plays very hard. And then Brogan Burdette also gets in on a reception, 1 for 4 yards. Defensively, Cody Howard was everywhere as well. He's playing the middle linebacker. He had 11 tackles. Wyatt Lawson had 6 tackles. Williams with 4. Chase Pinson, once again, talked about how impressive he was. 13 tackles, tackle for loss. Caden Penna, 5 tackles, very impressed with him as well. Jackson Miller in the middle, big kid, 6 tackles. Brady Rhodes with 6 tackles, 2 of those tackles for a loss. Eli Simmons, wow, he was very impressive on the defensive front. 4 tackles, 2 of those for loss. Joseph Kuhn, reckless abandon, coming in making tackles. He had 3. Taven Penna with 3 tackles. Lennox Wolf with 2 tackles, and Brogan Burdette with a tackle. So the Yellow Jackets start out 1-0, 28-8 with a big win over Summersville. And tomorrow night we play at 5:30 at home against Wahama. Now, Wahama played Walton last week, and Walton was not able to get it done there. Walton did lose the game 28-0. Heard good things. Heard Walton was moving the football around. Some early turnovers and some late turnovers kind of turned that game around. But they get a chance to play tomorrow right after Spencer plays up at County Stadium. Yeah, it's a doubleheader football game, middle schools. They take on Ravenswood, which is an opponent down the line for the Yellow Jackets. So good chance to come out and watch both of the middle school teams get a chance to play at County Stadium.
Wow, fantastic. It is time now, before we go to a break, for those of you who are here in the public at Route 33 Steakhouse, we're going to do a giveaway of one of these koozies. Now, it's going to be a very simple question, but it's going to be like I was a teacher again. You got to raise your hand if you think you know the answer to this question, and I'm going to call on somebody and see whoever can get this one right. Okay, before we go to a break, the question of the night is, what position did Josh Downey, and you're not allowed to answer this one, Josh, what position did Josh Downey play on offense in high school? First one. Anybody have any idea? All right. Billy Moorhead says water boy. That could be true, honestly. That actually, I didn't quite check on that. I should have thought of that beforehand. No, not necessarily water boy. Okay, Will wants to know. Wide receiver. He was not a wide receiver. Anybody else over here? Can anybody tell us what position Josh Downey played in high school on offense? We've got somebody over there. Matt White, what is the answer? I'll take it. Josh Downey was an offensive lineman. He looks like he could be a quarterback these days. Matt White, you are the winner. Which one do you want?
Which one do you not have?
Well, we've got a maroon and we got a silver. We're going to check out which one Matt wants here in just a second. We're going to send it away to a commercial break. We come back. Coach Paul Burdett, I think he's done eating, right?
Oh, yeah, that was 2 bites.
Yeah, 2 bites. It was a hungry bub. We'll be back here in just a minute.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders hit the road to Lincoln County High School, dispatching of the Panthers early in a 42-12 blowout. This week sees the Raiders on the road once again to their longtime rival, the Clay County Panthers. Roane County High School Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, Ward Depew Realty, Pennis Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Hardman Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Ridge Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:05 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM. I don't know, Dwayne Nichols. I think everybody else is listening. Maybe check your view and see if there's a little X on the volume button. Everybody else can hear us. I hope so here. Thanks for joining us. We are live downtown at the Route 33 Steakhouse, our home away from home. Coach Paul Burdett was, again, we're going to keep talking about this, pretty leery about moving the show. I think it was only because he didn't want to move it last year in between the middle of the season. Understandable. I get that, Jenna, but
He's a creature of habit.
And now he has no problems being here because
He's placing his order already.
oh, listen, he's got me in the wings, and all I'm doing is making sure that his order comes in as soon as he gets here.
Listen, I did not call or message to give an order. Drew messaged me.
No.
I want to take care of my coach. All right.
And he messaged me with the absurd question.
Are you hungry? I should have said, what do you want to eat?
And then he said, what would you like?
Yeah.
Like he didn't already know.
Yep. Burger with everything and fries.
Hey, he had it the one time I should have known.
Yeah.
Talk about creature of habit. Creature of new habit. Angie Burdett tuning in from
Also
2
eating
feet
right-
away.
Right across.
Yeah.
The food is outstanding.
Even if she says she doesn't want to be on camera, there she is, by the way.
Uh-oh.
That's the whole family minus
Uncle-
Macy, who is
Uncle Ricky there.
up working. Uncle Rick's over there as well. I'm surprised that they didn't get that right, but I tell you what, it's a good time down here. We're having a blast. Thank you guys all for tuning in wherever you may be, but those of you who are here, we do appreciate that as well. We've talked every other sport. Let's get right into it, John. Let's talk about last week, and I would say 3 full quarters of tremendous play, and then a couple of mental lapses in between there. But other than that, it was a pretty good road trip for the first one of the season, Coach Burdett. 42-12, the final score. The first half, your offense and your defense was playing at a pretty good level. I would imagine for you early in the season, you like seeing that kind of – maybe the execution wasn't as fast as you'd like it to be or as crisp, but it sure was working pretty well.
Yeah, I thought we had a really good plan going in, and I really feel like the guys did a good job of executing what we asked them to do. Defensively, you know, they had some weapons on offense that we knew we had to shut down the quarterback, and they had a couple of good receivers, and obviously the running back was good. We talked about all 3 of those guys last week. We talked about them being big and physical up front like they always are, and they were, but you know, we were able to get after the quarterback and what was it, 7 sacks?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit, and you know, just kind of kept him uneasy all night long. And they had a really good drive in the third quarter. We had not seen that set very much, and they'd got in it a couple times in the first half, but never really got in it and stayed in it. And so we kind of adjusted on the fly. It was a good thing that right before the game started, I had seen what I thought was like a full house backfield. So I told our guys, I said, hey, if that happens, this is what we're going to do. And it happened. And so they were able to jump into it and get where they needed to be. But we hadn't prepared for that. So there was some wrinkles that they threw in that we were, you know, not ready for. And so they were able to get a couple 4th down conversions there on a third and long or 4th down conversions on that drive. And the quarterback ended up with a really good pass, back shoulder pass for a touchdown. And so we gave up a score, but overall I felt like our guys did a really good job Friday night on both sides of the ball.
Special teams, the only issue was right after that scoring drive with the onside kick, and I was up there losing my mind. Speaking of the message I sent you, I felt like I was as close to Rick Trickett as you could have gotten, as I was just like, what are they doing? I couldn't figure it out. I don't know if it was just at the moment they were stuck in concrete,
But it was very interesting and very odd.
Yeah.
It was back off of it was off the back of that drive, but it didn't take your guys long, Coach, to get back in.
We were trying to communicate, but they were on the far side of the field. And,
Yeah.
so it didn't go very well on the communication part.
You coach it up, and you're telling your guys, hey, when the ball crosses here, you got to be able to get it. Sometimes early in the season, guys aren't even thinking about, okay, if it stops before that, to go ahead and get on the ball. So that's just an early season error, I think, I chalk it up to.
Well, let's take it to the good side, Coach, of special teams. I thought, obviously, that, Coben, special teams as far as extra points was perfect that night. And, of course, that requires good snaps, good holds. So, the combination of those three guys working together, Lane snapping, Jacob holding, and Coben being able to kick, that's a big deal to have that confidence in those guys.
It's huge. You got a really good chance of being 100% every time you score a touchdown on extra points. That hasn't happened at Roane County High School very often over the 31 years now of our existence. So to be able to have that is huge, just to know that, you don't have to come up with a 2-point play or whatever every time you score. When Coben walks out on the field and we know that Lane's snapping, Jake's holding, there's a very high likelihood that kick's going to go through the uprights and it's going to be good, and that's a great weapon. And Coben also done a way better job on kickoffs last week.
Yeah,
a way better job.
Well, during the pregame, I saw him out there trying to hit field goals, and man, he was booting them about 30 yards, and hit a couple of them there. So great night for him. But I thought he did well too defensively on the defensive end side.
Yep.
We'll get to the defense here in just a second. Let's stick with special teams for just a couple more seconds here. I thought the punt return unit made good decisions. Your guys back deep in Lane and in Shea did a good job. Give a lot of credit to their punter on the one that was over his head that he got away.
I can't believe he got it off.
That's just amazing.
He got it off with Leo wrapped around his waist.
Yeah. And he got a pretty good ball.
Oh, yeah. It ended up at midfield. He kicked it from about the 3.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Side-legged.
I thought that the coverage units were incredible. I thought that Cooper Greathouse really caught my eye on kick coverage unit. He made a couple of blasting tackles.
Yep.
He blew one guy completely up and then made the tackle. That was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that all around, again, that's that third phase that seldom gets talked about, that you guys were just it's one of those things. It's honestly, if you're not talking about an offensive line, that means they're doing their job.
Right.
If you're not talking about special teams, it means they're doing their job.
Yeah, and you know what? The third phase of the game is huge, and we focus on it a lot. Obviously, it doesn't get the time and effort that the offense and defense does, but we spend quite a bit of time on special teams, especially early on, just to make sure that when the time comes, we're prepared and we're ready to go. Those guys really hustle down the field on kickoff and do a great job. And of course, kickoff return, we've took one back already this year, and getting those blocks and taking care of the scheme that we got is big, and we focus on those things throughout the summer and throughout camp, and we hit each of them once, if not more, a week. So,
well, it's huge. Well, let's go to defense now, John. I want to talk about the 2 weeks ago, you guys gave up -3 yards of total offense to Shady Spring in the second half. Last Friday night, you guys gave up a total of 1 yard of offense to Lincoln County in the first half.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was a really dominant first half of play. Of course, again, they did come out in that different set that got that touchdown. But, again, they ended up with, if Matt can make sure that I'm correct, somewhere around 150 yards of total offense in that ball game.
I believe so, yeah.
That's the second straight game that your defense has held an opponent to under 200 yards total offense.
And the majority of that came on the third quarter drive and then the drive against the JV guys.
Yeah.
The third quarter drive was probably 70, something
about
like that.
70 yards.
And forever off the clock.
Took a lot off the clock, but hey, we're up and that's part of controlling the clock.
Yeah, I thought they took a page out of Ural's book with taking all that time off the clock.
That's not what they needed at that time.
No, they needed to score faster than that, and of course it got right back to normal in that fourth quarter with you guys just running things. But, again, your defense has been very solid. You've had to replace, again, some pretty important cogs from last year to this year. These guys don't seem like they've missed much of a step. They just seem to be confident still.
Well, the thing about up front is Freeland and Jet both got great time on the defensive line last year, which is where we had to replace Bunner at. Leo Rogers has stepped in and done a great job at defensive end, to where Jetton was, and then as far as Saul goes, it's kind of been Colton Starcher. I mean, he plays a little bit of defensive end, plays a little bit of linebacker, and Colton's going to be
He had a great game.
Oh, he's got a motor, and when he gets going, he's hard to slow down. And
how many sacks did he have in this
He
game?
had three.
He had
and that was
three.
in the first half. But,
Wow.
but he was pressuring all night.
Yeah,
And he was running on a bum wheel, from what I understand.
yeah, he's got a little bit of a toe issue.
Yeah.
He's got some funky nails, if you know what I mean.
No fun.
Well, unlike Colton Penna has his wife that clips his toenails.
Well,
Colton's going to need somebody
it's
to
a
come
perk
help
of the
him.
job.
Yeah, she's going to need to come help. Chris is going to go over to Colton's and take care of those. How about that?
Well, she may have to take a whole nail off, to be honest with you.
Oh. Anyway, so your defense obviously doing very good things early on, and we'll talk about how good they're going to need to be not tomorrow, but Friday night as well. But your offense, this is something that we've talked about off the air a couple times, Coach. You with John Penn and myself. You're efficient and you're scoring. But you really have wanted to open up the passing game more than you've been able to, or something hasn't been working quite as well as you'd like it to as far as execution in game situations. What will it take for you guys to try to get that, or is it just going to take more time?
It just takes the right situation, honestly. I thought Jake threw a tremendous ball to Kobe on Friday night when we really needed it. There's a couple instances Friday night where he had an open receiver and just too much pressure up the middle. He couldn't really see the receiver, so he wasn't able to get the ball where he wanted to go with it. But, for the most part, when all was well, Jake did a great job of delivering the ball and getting to where it needed to be. So it's just something that we got to continue to work on and continue to emphasize throughout the week, and we have, and we'll continue to. But it all plays off of our run game, and it makes it tough too sometimes because people want to stack the box and bring pressure, and it makes it hard to pass when you're doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it can't be understated how important that pass was that he threw to Kobe Cottrell. If you guys go back to it, we were in a little bit of a struggle as far as they had scored, got the onside kick, whatever it was, and we were in a fourth down and a 13-yard situation to go. Jacob not only had to scramble out of the pocket, which he does incredibly well. He breaks contain as well as just about anybody in this area that I've seen for 3 years. He's been able to do that. But he was able to keep his eyes downfield and look back to his backside receiver. Coben, I also thought, made a huge play adjusting and moving behind the safety there.
Yep.
But it all required Jacob to throw across his body deep down the field, and he lit it right in between the numbers.
Ton
Yeah,
of
it was-
concentration for Coben.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge play, and kind of re-sparked our momentum. And at some point in time in the third quarter, I told the official, I said, I've been in this game quite a while, and I know if you really, really want to, you can call a hold on every play, but you really don't want to. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of the calls were very. There was a block in the back on Coben, and you go back and watch the film, and he hits the guy in the chest, and they called a block in the back. So there were some very questionable calls, but I'm not one to judge. That's how it works, and we were able to overcome and do what we wanted to do, and that's the main thing.
I have never judged officials in my life, I promise.
No, I've never heard a bad word come out of your mouth.
But, no kidding, for the first time in a long time, I nearly lost it on the pass interference call on Jacob Greathouse, which probably would have been one of the best plays I've ever seen in my existence.
It was an absolutely perfect play.
Couldn't have played it any better.
Perfect. I mean,
He didn't even touch him.
it's textbook. It's exactly how you teach it. And But the flag was thrown, and of course we lost our brains, because it was exactly how it's supposed to be done. And the official on our sideline said, "Coach, I know you don't want to hear this, but
It's a new official.
that's that guy's first varsity game." And I said,
Insider information here.
"I said, well, somebody better go tell him that that's not the correct call on that play."
Just say if he doesn't get it right, he's maybe his last one.
Yeah.
Again, though, great job of going down on the road to a tough environment and getting a big victory. You're 2-0 in the season, and that sets us up obviously for another massive matchup again. One of a long-time rival in Clay County, and of course, it's always tough to go over there and play in that environment as well. But that's what Roane County's got on their schedule. They're going to head over to Clay County here in just a couple of nights. We're going to talk about that one here in a minute. I know that Coach Burdett's time is short because he has got to go call Metro News. He's going to be on high school sports line tonight talking about the Class AA.
He's becoming a
Game
regular.
of the week.
He's
Yeah.
becoming a regular
I'm
over the
telling
last couple of years.
Don't let it go to your head, Coach Burdett. I'm telling you,
I
don't let it go to your
Don't
head.
worry.
Before we go to a break, let's do another giveaway. Okay, so
Downey wants to redeem himself.
Josh Downey is allowed to win this one. He's allowed to win this one. Okay. For everybody out there who's left, I've got a maroon one left here. Right? First person to raise your hand and answer this correctly. Don't look at me right now, but what position did I play in high school football? Josh Downey. You are correct, sir. I was the lonesome kicker.
Lonesome one at that.
The lonesome kicker. And I will add backup quarterback who never went into the game. Just to pad my own stats.
Right?
So congratulations.
Hey, with our crew, it wouldn't have been a bad deal.
Congratulations to Josh Downey. And again, we're going to be giving those away over the next few weeks. We'll be giving away T-shirts or something else. I don't know, John. We'll figure out some stuff to give away.
We'll do something. I've got some keychains.
Well, we are going to break away one final time for DW Excavating, and I'm getting a call from a creditor, so we'll be back in just a little bit.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. Last week, the Raiders hit the road to Lincoln County High School, dispatching of the Panthers early in a 42-12 blowout. This week sees the Raiders on the road once again to their longtime rival, the Clay County Panthers. Roane County High School Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture, and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, S2F Construction, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Paramount Surveying, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Crazy Little Mamas, APS, Air Production and Services Inc., Circle S Farms, Roane Jackson Technical Center, Old Fences Realty, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Erica Moore for House of Delegates, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, Ward Depew Realty, Pennis Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Hardman Supply, Juliana Penfold for House of Delegates, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Coca Valley Bank, Spencer McDonald's, Ridge Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, Spencer Pizza Hut, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award, sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:05 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
That music, funky as always. David Snyder, you were correct. Kicker. Unfortunately, you are too far away for me to give a koozie to. And by the way, you just had surgery. I can't be giving you a can koozie because I know what you enjoy in those cans.
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Pepsi Zero. Appreciate everyone joining us down here at our home away from home. Route 33 Steakhouse. Got a healthy crowd starting to build. This is what we're trying to do. I'd love to have this place just packed full of people laughing and joking and yelling and winning stuff like a koozie like Josh Downey just won. He got the maroon one. Matt White's probably going to give it to Katie.
Probably
Right.
I think we ought to give it like a flat screen TV or something.
How much money you think we make?
Hey man,
Somebody's charity's
got a
going to
new
take
Calhoun radio.
major hit.
Wait till I get
Working on others.
Wait till I get 6 or 7 more schools and start to get that money.
We're in
flat
contact.
screen.
Listen, we have not talked about this. This is not private information. We are at WVRC trying to expand. We're trying to build our little tiny monopolistic empire here. I'm going over tomorrow morning. I'm going to go speak with the athletic director at Work County High School. Going to try to see if we can get a broadcast crew over there. We got some other teams on the horizon. And again, this is not us that are going to be doing that. We are just, as a business, trying to expand into these other areas. The reason we want to do it is because we find out how important it is for our community and how important it was for Calhoun. So we just slap our logo on it and do all the prep work for it.
Right.
And who knows, maybe Ripley in the future, maybe Webster County in the future.
Maybe Gilmer.
And maybe Gilmer, maybe some Doddridge, some Ritchie. Who knows? We're going to take over. That's all we're doing. We're going to take over.
Yep.
Knock on wood. We hope it all works for us. Well, Coach Burnett's, it is Clay County week, obviously, and now you guys are at the tail end of prep for Clay County. We talked about how important it was last week to get pressure on the quarterback, Joe Haim from Lincoln County. That becomes even more testy because you've got a senior quarterback in Noah Collins who, number one, is one of the more accurate quarterbacks even when he is flushed out of the pocket. He does do things, make things happen with his legs as well. He's got some guys to throw to. So when you look at trying to prep and scheme for Noah Collins, you've seen him now, though, for 3 years, but every year he's gotten better. And so you've got to prep for this guy, and you got to prep for the weapons that he has.
Yeah, Noah Collins is a good football player and has been for 4 years. We've had to try to scheme around what we were going to do for him and the guys around him for 4 years now. And, he runs the offense very well. He sees the field great. He's able to move around, get out of the pocket, make things happen with his feet, all the while keeping his eyes downfield, trying to find his targets and doing a good job of delivering to him when he can. So, yeah, I mean, you got to be able to make sure that number one that you got your coverages right, and you got to mix and match them the way that you need to. Throw some 2-3 different types of coverage at them and let them not get comfortable, and you got to try to contain him the best you can and make sure that you got to try to get after him some, but more than anything, you got to cover and you got to make sure that you contain him and don't let him get outside and run around.
Yeah, those are important things to do. Obviously, trying to get to him, number one, or get past that line. They do have some new linemen on this crew that I think need a little more time as they are progressing. So that may be something that your front line and your linebackers may be able to take some advantage of, hopefully early, try to get them out of their system. On the opposite side of things, again, they do have a lot of new guys, and I think there is some room to run, if you just want to call it that, with the way we've seen Roane County's lead blocking work, not just the front five up front, but the lead blocking when you hand it off to somebody in the backfield, when you're not doing like a misdirection, like a counter or a scissors play. There is opportunity for you guys, obviously, if you get those lead blockers doing what they do, to get your guys out in space.
Yeah, there is, but they've played really good defense for 2 weeks now against Midland Trail and Buffalo. They've only given up 21 points on the season, and they really attack with their linebackers and they come off the edge really hard from their defensive end position. So again, something that you got to scheme for and you got to have the right attack for. So been working a lot this week trying to make sure we're prepared for that and making sure that we were able to cover what they're giving us on defense as well.
I think one thing you know you're going to get from Clay County is physicality. Even though they may not be the biggest guys as linebackers and secondary unit, they're going to hit you hard, and they are a gritty group. They just are not going to quit on games. They're going to come battle, and definitely if Roane County is the opponent, they're going to come to battle. But again, you guys have been through the fire with this group. You know what's going to take to go over there. You've won over there before, and you know what it takes to win over there. Tough environment, though, nonetheless. It is going to be not easy to be over there at Clay County and to try to battle that team, try to get win number 3 of the season.
Yeah, it's always a tough environment to go over there and play in, and they're gritty no matter where you play them, but definitely when they're at home. You know, we've prepared hard this week, and we've really worked on getting better in some aspects of our games, and making sure that we've schemed up the things that we need to do to hopefully take care of Clay, but it'll be a tall task Friday night.
John and I watched some film last night, and this may be a battle of who's the bigger and better kicker. They got a guy who can pound it towards the end zone just like we do. I did not expect to see that out of a big boy like that.
Yeah, I think he was there
Jackson
last
Brown.
year, and I mean you could see it coming last year. I mean he was kicking the ball really well, and you can tell that he's worked really hard in the off season, and he's pretty consistent inside the 10-yard line on his kickoffs. So, again, a weapon for them. So,
yeah, weapons all over the place. Roane County's got a little weapon in the backfield named, well, what could you say? They've got Clay Walker, the skid steer. They've got Shea Harper. They've got Coben Cottrell. Am I missing somebody? Who am I missing?
I don't think so.
Lane Watson.
Yeah,
the guy who has run for almost 200 yards back-to-back weeks. So,
Yeah.
You guys do have some weapons of your own, which will be nice to have and hopefully to utilize on Friday night.
we got some.
You think he'll get a
He
couple
said,
carries?
we got some guys.
I mean, there's a chance. You know, maybe he's a decoy. I just never know. Never know where that guy's going to line up at. He may be playing guard Friday night.
Hey, listen, I guarantee the guy would go out there and do it.
He absolutely would.
I'm proud of our guys, fellas.
Yeah.
I thought that you know, we had a full house backfield work last Friday night. I mean, each one of those guys ran really good again for 2 weeks in a row, and I really felt like Shea found himself a little bit Friday night.
Yep.
Had not been for the ridiculous call against Coben, Shea would have ended up with about 125 yards Friday night, which would have been even better. But I told him before the game that I wanted my old Shea back, and told him after the game. I said, I think you found that guy.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Especially the touchdown on the scoreboard side. You just seen it open up, and it was him and DB 1-on-1. That's when I thought he was like planted the foot, got upfield, and I was like, okay. He's cooking again. So
ran with a purpose, ran a little more physical as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And that confidence is going to just continue to build. It'll be nice to have him at full strength and full mental strength when it comes to this Clay County matchup that is so important. Speaking of congratulations with Coach Rick over there, I almost forgot. Congratulations to the JV team. Got their first win and their first opportunity on Monday night in a close matchup against Lincoln County. So that was good stuff.
Yeah, it come down to the nitty gritty. Come down to I mean, you done bit all your fingernails off. It was a good one, but they pulled it out in the end and did a great job. I was very proud of them. Actually, Coach Rick's not out there anymore on Monday nights.
Is it? Oh, that's right. I forgot.
It's Coach McGinnis and Coach Roberts and Coach Greathouse, and they put together. They had to re-scheme a plan after Tommy Evans went down, and they got their ducks in a row and got it figured out, so I was proud of them.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Rick has moved on. He's no longer the JV coach. Man, some things I miss. I wasn't there. I missed that, too.
Yeah, we knew you were.
Couldn't make it to the sidelines to be one of the chain crew. I do miss that. Matt was there.
Matt was there. He had some wonderful help. Appreciate those guys coming to help.
Absolutely. Evan Kraft, Jack Dog, we call him. A couple of former players of Coach Paul Burdett's. Okay, so 7:30 is on its way here in just a little less than 48 hours. Roane County will hit the road to Clay County for another matchup in the long-standing rivalry between these two. Both teams come in at 2-0. and both teams looking to remain undefeated on the season. Coach Paul Burdett, time for you to flip the hats. Well, you don't have a hat on. Your hair's looking pretty squirrely right now, Coach, by the way.
Well, my barber's on vacation or something.
Let's talk about the weather. I tell you what, I've been following the weather all week. Looks like it's, as far as temperature, supposed to be pretty good.
A little warm. I think they're calling for cloud cover. We got a hurricane working up through the middle of the country, but no luck. It's not coming towards us, obviously.
But no rain in the forecast.
It looks like the Sahara out there.
Yeah.
Just got dust and tumbleweeds. But it's going to be nice, I think, mid 80s and obviously dry. So should be a good night of football. Of course, when the sun goes down, it cools off really quick. So that's always good.
Yeah, playing at Clay County, you're kind of in that hole.
In the bowl there. Yep.
So
the sun goes down pretty early.
yeah.
Absolutely. Let's hope we have Starlink working,
Yeah.
because we will be on the air and on video audio for that ball game. Before we get set to go, going to do one final giveaway. I was going to give away two things. This is going to be a totally, completely unloaded question. I promise. There is no agenda behind this question. Raise your hand if you are a parent of a current University of Charleston volleyball player. Raise your hand if you're the parent of a current University of Charleston volleyball player. Let's spin it over. Okay, there he is.
Anybody here?
Good buddy, Billy Moorhead. Wow, I don't know how you won that one, Billy. Incredible stuff. You win a very, very nice-ish WVR koozie. I'll get that to you in a minute.
WVR.
WVR. There's no C on that one. I'm scratching it off.
It was a misprint.
It was the C was with the koozie. WVR koozie.
Well, Coach, thank you, obviously, for joining us again. It's going to be another wonderful night. We invite people to make the trip over. Just a short trip on 36 for a while, and then you get off on that other road. I can't remember what it is, but it's going to be 7:30 on the kickoff. Make the trip over, folks. It's going to be a good afternoon, and it's going to be a really good atmosphere over at Clay County High School on the 7:30 kickoff. Man, we are close, John Penny. You get the last words as per always.
Hey, come out tomorrow evening and watch the Spencer Yellow Jackets play some football along with the Walton Tigers, the Gary Walton Tigers out there. So you get to watch football, twofer on Thursday night, and then make the short trip over to Clay County and watch the Raiders go for number 3 this season.
Absolutely. It's also, by the way, Pitt Week. We all hate Pitt Saturday evening. The Mountaineers will take on the Panthers. Well, that'll do it for us here. Do appreciate everyone for tuning in. Obviously, again, don't forget the drive for 5,000. We're looking for 5,000 followers on Facebook. Share the invite with all your friends on Facebook. We're trying to get to 5,000 quickly, and we're just going to keep on going from there. Thanks to Coach Paul Burdett. Thanks to everybody who has come out here tonight. I hope you guys have had a good time, and we hope to do it again next Wednesday. We're going to be here next Wednesday. We hope that everybody decides to show up on next Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your enemies.
We are or aren't going to be here next
We are.
Wednesday?
We're gonna be here. Yeah, we'll be here. Coach, don't worry. I'll feed you next Wednesday, too. For all of us here at WVRC, Raider Review, Episode 3 in the books.